Sukkah, Perek Gimel, Mishnah Zayin. Continuing on with the halachas van esrog. Shear esrog cotton. What is the minimum shear size of an esrog? Rab Meir oime ke'egois. Rab Meir says the size of a nut, and Rabbi Yehuda oime ke'beitza. Rabbi Yehuda says it's the size of an egg, a beitza. We paskin like Rabbi Yehuda. And the Gemara explains that the difference here is what do we consider a complete fruit? Even if this esrog was at its full size, would not be growing any further, Rab Meir says once it's the size of a nut, it's considered complete. If it won't grow any further, that is complete. Rabbi Yehuda says no, it needs to be larger than that to be considered a complete fruit. Of a godel, what about the maximum size? Is there a maximum size? Kedei sheyoiches shnayim biyodei achas, divrei Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says one must be able to hold 2 esrogim in one hand. Explains Tosfos Yontov based on the Gemara. Why 2 in one hand? As we know, we would normally be holding the lulav together with the hadassim and the arovis in one hand and the esrog in another. If someone was passing this to someone else to perform the mitzvah, he's therefore receiving it the wrong way round, as it were. He would want to swap the lulav and place it into his right hand and the esrog into the left hand. So as he's putting them together to be able to swap around, one needs more. So there may be a moment where, if you like, all the arba minim are together in one hand, and therefore if they are too large that they can't all be held together in one hand, at one moment there's a possibility they may drop, the esrog may drop, and it may become possible. Asks the Ran, why does the Mishnah therefore say that the size, the maximum size, is 2 esrogim? Why 2 esrogim? It should be enough to be able to hold all the arba minim. And in fact, the Ran says the correct text in the Mishnah, it should say kedei sheyoiches shneihem biyoda achas. Both of them meaning the lulav and the other minim with them, the hadassim arovis, they're all together, and the esrog. So the girsa, in order that he can hold both of them, the lulav and the esrog, together in one hand, whilst he's swapping around to ensure that the esrog doesn't fall. Rabbi Yossi says, I'm not concerned about falling. People will be careful to ensure that they will only take the items to ensure that they won't fall on the floor. And therefore Rabbi Yossi, afilu echod b'shtei yodov, even if you had one esrog, which can only be held in 2 hands, a person will be careful, and while holding the arba minim, he will ensure and takes particular precautions to ensure that the esrog doesn't fall, and therefore there is no maximum size as long as in fact he can hold them while he's performing the mitzvah of arba minim. That concludes Mishnah Zayin.